Wednesday.
Yes, sir.
Love Wednesdays. What do we love about Wednesday? What? Can't say that. Today, it's going to be especially exciting because we're going to talk about requests for admissions. How can you spend an entire class period on requests for admissions? You ask, isn't this easy? I'm just asking the other side to admit stuff. Kind of. But this is, in many ways, as we'll see, can be more of a landmine to step on in litigation than interrogatories and requests for questions documents. But first, what's happening in your legal universe? Not just... Listen, if you really like this kind of stuff, then might I suggest an employment practice. This is the kind of stuff that you, but I don't know actually. I've had a lot of bad stuff, but I never had a guy with an SS tattoo that was the supervisor of an employee that was personnel. I mean, as you can probably imagine, this case has already survived summary judgment. But you know, what's weird from an HR perspective is that they haven't fired this guy. But the procedural aspect, I suppose, that's interesting in this. I'm showing it to you because it's horrible and weird, and this is what employment discrimination practice can be like sometimes. But the procedural aspect of the thing that's interesting is that you can't just go, even when you're, because the defendant in this case is the federal government, but even when your defendant is not the federal government, even when the employer, even when the wrongdoer is a private actor, under certain statutes, Title VII is one of them. When I say Title VII, those of you who take employment discrimination or any of the later law classes will touch on that. That's the employment discrimination federal statute, right? Kentucky has an analog and most states have an analog. But if you want to go the federal route and you want to sue your employer in federal courts under Title VII or under the Americans with Disabilities Act, you've got to first go through what's called the EEOC, right? Equal Employment Opportunity Commission. You have to do a thing with the EEOC that is basically what we call exhaustion of administrative remedies, okay? It's not like a torts case. It's not like a battery case. It's not like negligence. It's not like even a contract case. You can't just run out and file your employment discrimination suit in the federal court. You have to go all the way through this agency process, their administrative process, and then they give you a letter, called a right to sue letter, that says, okay, you've gone all the way through our process now. We've done our investigation, and 98% of the time it's like, yeah, I didn't find anything. So, but go ahead and sue if you want to, and then you can sue within 90 days. That's exhaustion of remedies, right? That's not the only thing procedurally interesting about that one that we talk about. Although I'm sure it's an interesting case. Questions about any of that? Let's talk about RFAs, requests for admissions. What can you ask someone to admit? You read the rule, of course. This itty-bitty reading that you had. Surely everybody did that itty-bitty reading that we had. What can you ask for? This isn't that hard. Give me a chapter and a verse that says what you can ask for. Where would you look? Yeah.
Rule 36, A1A, B.
36 kind of just says that you can ask for stuff, right? What is it that you can ask for? You can ask for facts. You can ask, you know, about the genuineness of any described documents. In other words, you're asking the other side, admit that this document is what I say it is. Okay? That's simple enough. But 26B is still our conscience here, right? 26B is where you go back to the extent that 26B helps. 26B defines the scope of discovery, right? And you'll be less concerned about, I think, you'll be less concerned about what can I ask on the other side than you are about, is it proper for the other side to have asked me this question? Does that make sense? So for that, you go to 26. And if somebody has tendered you a request for admissions that is not relevant to the action or asks for privileged information, right? Those are the two big categories, you can object. But your scope of discovery is still defined by 26B. That's something important for you to know, not just about requests for admissions, but also all the other stuff we've been talking about the last couple of classes, right? RPODs and interrogatories. What are the ways that you can respond to these? You can admit, sure, admit. Come on. Think about it if you really want to do that. But in some cases, it's appropriate. Why not? Don't be afraid of that. Deny? Sure. Admit some things, but deny the other things that are contained in one question. Is that okay? Can you admit in part and deny in part? I see lots of heads bobbing here. Yes, of course, right? Specifically contemplated by the law. But can you say, we all know. Right? I can't admit or deny that because I don't know. Can you say that? Right. Not in that way, but in what way? In what way? How do you do that? How do you go about saying, we don't know? What? Might the rule tell you a little something about that? Maybe. All right there, paragraph 4, right? It is not admitted, you must specifically deny or state in detail why the answering party cannot truthfully admit or deny it. Okay. And then get down here. This is the magical stuff. The answering party may assert lack of knowledge or information as a reason for failing to admit or deny only the party states that it is made reasonable inquiry, and that the information it knows or can readily obtain is insufficient to enable to admit or deny. What does that mean?
You have to have made an effort to find out anything, or what a reasonable effort, and what you know or can get to the 902 that and is not.
You gotta say, that's right. You gotta say, we tried, or we're trying, but we don't know yet, and here's why. Okay? Back to that language in a second. But those are the basic ways that you can respond to these things. Right? Admit, deny, admit in part, deny in part. And then say, I don't know, but track that rule because there's a very specific way that you have to say, I don't know. Right? When you're answering this kind of discovery, it might be a good idea to have the rule in front of you, especially when you're doing that kind of I don't know sort of dance that you have to do sometimes. You need to track the language of those rules. For all this stuff, not just for requests for admissions, although it's particularly important for requests for admissions. Why? Think about what we talked about with interrogatories and requests to produce. The rules say, respond within a certain amount of time. We're talking about interrogatories. The rules say, respond within how many days? 30 days. What happens if you don't respond within 30 days? To interrogatories. Talk about this. What happens if you don't respond within 30 days to interrogatories?
Yeah.
Probably get a nasty letter. After which, as we'll cover on Friday, maybe somebody moves to compel. Yeah, that's what you're going to say. Maybe you get an order from the court somewhere, months later, right? These discovery disputes will play themselves out. What happens if you don't respond within 30 days to a request for admission? What does the rule say happens? This is the important distinction between all the other kinds of discovery we talked about and this. Yeah. It's deemed admitted. It's deemed admitted. Why might that be a problem?
Maybe you have to do it.
If you get a request for admission that says, admit that you are the Boston Strangler. That's a bad example. Admit that you are the Zodiac Killer. And you just let that go for 30 days, and on day 32, like, oh yeah, I was supposed to answer that request for admission about whether or not I'm the Zodiac Killer. Guess what? You're the Zodiac Killer. Right? So as you see in the Azia case, right, that can have a pretty bad effect. Because chances are, how many requests for admissions are you allowed to send? What does the rule say you're limited to? How many? How many do you get to serve? Let's say that we're in the Western District of Kentucky. How many requests for admissions do you get to serve on the other part?
There's
There's
no limit.
no limit. There's no limit in the federal rules. Okay? Where else might you go for limitation? Oh, local rules. Now how do we do that? Well, we'll look it up in America's search engine, which, of course, is being included. Local rules for Western District of Kentucky. And how do we know right away? You said it. No one remembers. It's lonely up here. No one listens to me. But we're talking about Rule 36, right? Rule 36 governs requests for admissions. Do the local rules say anything about Rule 36? No, because these local rules correspond to the federal rules. Now, what about you? You can do this on your own. The Southern District of Indiana. How many requests for admissions can you serve in the Southern District of Indiana? Who knows? Many of you have computers, but you can probably figure it out pretty quick. 25. 25 per the local rule. See how much fun this is? That's only 5 minutes away from here. File case here, you get unlimited requests for admissions. File case over there, you only get 25 without leaving court. Right? Look at some examples. Get a detailed answer, right? Let me go back to my original point. Somewhere in your opponents, especially if you're over in Kentucky, there's no limitation at all. Somewhere in your opponent's gigantic set of requests for admissions will be everything that they need to make a case against you, right? No matter what side you're on. So you can't let these go beyond 30 days. What if you need more than 30 days to answer the stack of 7,000 requests for admissions that you've gotten from the other side? What do you do? Let's go back to interrogatories. What do you do if you need more time to answer interrogatories? What? Ask. Ask who? The other side, right? The other side says no, then maybe you go to court. What if you need to ask for more time on request for admissions? What? What's a safer route? Ask the court. Yeah. Ask the court. You can ask opposing counsel, and you should ask opposing counsel first, and then submit an agreed order that says I get more time to do this, right? That's much nicer. And in some places it's required. But it's much nicer than just wasting the court's time with a motion that says, I really need 35 days on these requests for admissions, not 30. But if you don't answer them within 30 days, by plain operation of the rule, you've admitted that stuff. So this is a landmine that you do not think would be easy to step on. But you can. Get a detailed answer, track the language of the rule, right? Especially if you're denying. You're saying, I don't know. Can you object to these? Sure you can. What governs the scope of your objections? How do you know what objections you can put? What's the rule? Well, I heard it. Still Rule 26. Right. 26P gives you what you need. You don't like the answer that the other side is giving you to a request for admission, then what? How do you handle it? What's the rule? Chapter and verse.
Requesting party may move to determine the sufficiency of an answer or objection.
Where'd you get that?
36. Yeah, A6.
Motion regarding the sufficiency of an answer or objection. It's like it lays it out for you, right? Make a motion with the court, determine the sufficiency of an answer or objection. Unless the court finds an objection justified, it must order that an answer be served. Okay? It tells you procedurally how to handle it. Go through the rule. Make a motion regarding the sufficiency of the answer. And say, Judge, I don't like the way the other party answered this. as an improper objection. It's not answered within the meaning of Rule 36. And I want a different answer. What happens if the court looks at your answer? Says, I don't like that answer, you haven't sufficiently answered this. And as we saw in our case reading, just deems the matter admitted. I think, plaintiff, that you're hedging a little bit too much on this one. You haven't answered within the meaning of the rule, therefore, I'm going to deem this request for admission admitted, and you are, in fact, the Zodiac Killer. What do you do? What do you do if that happens to you?
Move to withdraw remains.
Where do you get that?
Pull it out,
Is that right? Yeah, you just know that off the top of your head?
Rule, these numbers are I think it's 6 feet? No.
36B tells you. Right? Make a motion to do what? What's your motion? How are you spelling your motion to the court? Motion to withdraw or amend admission, right? Or admission. It's all right there. Pretty simple, right? You got this? No problem. Easy. How many can you serve here? Right. So you will oftentimes get the question that just says, did you violate the contract? Did you commit the tort? Are you liable? Right? That sort of thing. That's not uncommon because, not because the other side is expecting you to admit to liability, but because the other side is expecting to catch you up, or hoping, anyway, to catch you up in a time limit sort of thing. You don't answer your request for admission within 30 days. Or they want to use some other procedural device to get that request for admission deemed admitted and catch you up in that. But far more common is a whole bunch of requests for admissions that break down the action into little pieces. Right? So if you're serving these on the other party, think about, it's not really enough to send over a set of requests for admissions that just says, did you commit the tort? Break down the tort to each one of its elements. Right? Break down the action as small as you can. Get them to admit to little pieces that hopefully, along the way, will add up to liability, or at least get you close. So consider using these to figure out what you agree with the other side on, so you don't have to try those issues. A lot of times you don't know when you get into a case, when you first start litigating a case, you don't know how hard the other side is going to fight you about every little thing. Were you present at Wick's Pub on the evening of June 9th, 2019? Admit. Okay, now we're getting someplace. You don't have to fight over the identity of the person that was at Wick's Pub June 9th, 2019. Right? So to the extent you can whittle down what you have to prove to make your claims or defenses, you can do that pretty effectively with these requests for admission. Right? This is fine, right? Give an example. An actual set of these, this is the entire set of requests for admission that I got in a case long, long ago in the contract case. Although the name of the corporation is not really Evil Court Builders. But that's it. Admit that there was no contract. Deny. Simple as that. Move on. Right? Something like that. Something like that. That's a simple, straightforward question. Doesn't require any further expounding. Did you enter into a contract? No. Other example. Here we're talking about the first one, but think about the second one and the third one together. Think about whittling down the annoying things that you might have to litigate over throughout the course of the case. Right? If you design a request for admission, that's some time that you don't have to waste in a deposition. As the other side denies this stuff, just to deny it, just to be a jerk, then that gives you a basis to go back and smack them over the head with those denials after you prove that they lied about this stuff in their request for admission responses via a deposition or some other discovery device. Right? The way this works is, admit that your signature appears on the document labeled Exhibit C, deny. And you get that witness under the hot lights of the deposition. Say, hey, is this your signature? Yeah. Okay. And you go back to the court and say, hey, we had to spend this extra time in this deposition and figure out if this is this guy's signature or not. And so I want my attorney's fees for having to do that. The court may give them to you. Right? So don't play games with request for admission if you're responding. Or you're asking. What's the point of these last three? What am I trying to do? You got property. What are we getting at? Admit that you knew he was living in the trailer.
Adverse possession.
Adverse possession. How many adverse possession cases have I litigated? Really none. I'm not sure that happens, but maybe it's not. Okay. So no steps to evict. Admit that at no time did you attempt to conceal from you the fact that you occupied the trailer located in 60 Cherokee Lane. Perfectly factual questions, right? The factual questions that, if you put them all together, come pretty close to proving adverse possession. A little more artful than just saying, did the plaintiff adversely possess the property? Okay. So technically, right, even though you will get every kind of question under the sun, especially in a jurisdiction like Kentucky, where people are not allowed to go nuts with request for admission, technically, you can't ask purely legal questions, right? I think it's rare that you can come up with a purely legal question. The example your book gives you is, admit that this patent is valid. That's one. That's the whole point of the case, right? Admit that the element of malice aforethought is present in this case. You can object to that. You can object to that. I think I'd also deny it. Questions? Single answer. Deny this part. Usually asking for a legal conclusion about intent, and you're going to have to prove that. Plaintiff. But yes, I smashed the beer bottle over his head. Then it is not able to truthfully admit or deny the request, and this is where you have to be detailed, right? Why are you not able to truthfully admit or deny the request? Just saying, I'm not able to right now. I don't feel like it. That's not enough. You have to say why. Give them details as to why. And then the thing that tracks the language of the rule. Not able to truthfully admit or deny because I don't know. I've made a reasonable inquiry, but whatever I can get still doesn't get me there. Okay? This tracks the language of the rule. It's unassailable. Got those? Questions about that? Okay. So the ADEA, this case, you're supposed to read. How does it get to the Court of Appeals in the first place? Walk me through how we got there. It's a really important thing to take stock of, especially in a procedure class, when you read these cases. You know how and why a case got there. You're starting to think like a lawyer. What happened? Summary judgment? Motion to dismiss? Something else?
They didn't answer the request for admission.
I know that. How do they kind of get to the... Well, go on. You have more to say?
I want to hear from you.
No, I want to hear from you guys. Diversity? So they filed the case in the first place. I'm talking about how do you get to the Court of Appeals? Diversity jurisdiction is the thing that just gets you into the federal courts of the union. Fine, they're already in federal courts litigating, yes, based on diversity jurisdiction, but then what do they have to appeal? What? Well, okay, how do they get a judgment? You can't appeal anything other than a judgment, as far as I know.
What I was saying was they didn't end it, and so the court deemed them admitted, and so it's a court. Remember.
How about the very first sentence of the case? Jess?
The specific, they open a judgment entered in favor of Garcia, and then the denial of the motion for a new trial.
They move for a new trial. Move for a new trial. There's a judgment entered against them. They move for a new trial, which might suggest to you that they had a trial to begin with, although your expert does not tell you that. But they went to trial on this case, apparently. And then what happened at trial? They're litigating over stuff. This appeal is all focused on stuff that happened before trial. At trial, that mattered though, right? So before trial, there's all these requests for admissions. The judge says, those are going to be admitted. By the way, who do you not want to be in this case? Or that defense counsel. Not a good day for that defense counsel. Says, all right, all this stuff is going to be deemed admitted. They go to trial. Then they don't get to litigate that stuff that was already admitted. Right? See how that works? The defendant doesn't get to say at trial, no, that stuff's not true. And so probably suffers an outcome, you don't know what it is, but probably suffers an outcome that they'd rather not have suffered at trial. That's how we get here. Pay attention to the way in which the plaintiff does these discovery requests in this case. You see that? Just look with me at the top of page 544. And it says, each of these requests for admission was accompanied by an interrogatory which asks that the railroad's response is anything other than an unqualified admission. They should state the facts, documents, and witnesses upon which the response was based. Put a big star by that paragraph in your book, okay? Because that is a thing that really happens in the wild. I'm trying to find an example of it in the but I've seen it. And the point to take away from all that is that you don't have to be boxed into within the confines of one discovery document that you tender to the other side. It doesn't have to be all request for production documents. It doesn't have to be all interrogatories. It doesn't have to be all request for admissions. You can mix those together within the body of the document that makes sense for you to do that. That's what this plaintiff has done here. For every single one of those requests for admissions, they had an interrogatory that goes along with it. That says, all right, if you said anything other than admit, then tell us why and give us the complete basis for it. Smart practice? Pretty smart. Pretty smart. If you draft a discovery request for your firm over the summer and you do something like that, will you be the hero of your firm? Yes. So they give you lots more work to do? You'll see. What was wrong with the defendant's answers? The answering party cannot admit or deny. See where I am? Right at the top of 544 again. Said party has made reasonable inquiry. Information known or readily obtainable to this date is not complete. Investigation continues. What's wrong with that answer? Yeah, they thought that wasn't true. Right, it wasn't true. Right. There's nothing wrong with the form of that answer. Okay. There's nothing wrong with the form of the answer. The answer tracks the rule, okay? It's just that later discovery demonstrated that that answer was, in fact, not true. Okay. You guys make make sure that when you're answering discovery, you put a reasonably true answer. What does the appellate court order in this case?
They remanded it to review the case for whether the district court was reasonable in not giving the defendant a chance to recommend these answers or anything.
Yeah. Yeah, go back and give us an opinion, right? Go back and give us some basis for the action that you took here. So it's kind of a soft reversal. You say, no, we're not going to say that you screwed this up, but go back, court, and tell us why you didn't screw it up. Where do we get that? Magic language here. This is Alden, right? If the information known or readily obtainable after reasonable inquiry was sufficient to enable the answering party to admit or deny, then the district court can deem those matters admitted. Tell me that in plain English. What does it mean? If, in fact, you had enough information to answer a request for admission, you just didn't want to, and you put that boilerplate language in your answer, even if it tracks the rule, that's not good enough. Right? If you could have admitted or denied, and you said, we can't because we don't know, you're going to get stung. The way that the court stung this poor attorney here is by deeming all of those requests for admissions admitted. Let's see what happened in that case. The difference, the fundamental difference between this kind of discovery device and interrogatories and requests for admission. Yeah.
For the judge, whenever they go back and give an opinion as to why, they just talk about the two parties that are like over a year long discovery process, and that is a reason why there's nothing more legal.
Yeah, I mean, I think that the court will come up with something that's appropriate for the appellate court. But yeah, it seems like there's more than enough here to say this is why I reached this opinion, right? And especially since it's kind of a curious opinion, because it seems to me that there's enough on the record to demonstrate sort of persistent discovery violations, or at least discovery tomfoolery by the other side. But I think that the Court of Appeals wants the record to be cleaner on this particular issue. Put that all down in order, rather than just having it be part of the proceedings. That makes sense. All right. So let's see if you can do it. I want to see your interrogatory responses from last time. I have been getting emails of some of those, and we need to talk about this. So let me see those. But also, this is quick. You can do this real quick, right? Say the same groups from the last class. Assume that we're still in the battery case. Assume we're still in federal court. It doesn't really matter. Give me 5 requests for admission that, if they were admitted by the other side, would cause you to win the case on liability. That makes sense? Easy, right? Don't hit anybody that stuff. Just want to see the request for admission.
Sir, yes. When do we show you our last class?